and then I'm going to introduce the show. Hello, and welcome. It's been a while to another episode of the Shobocast, a podcast allegedly about Doctor Who. I am one half of your host today, Dan, and joining me...
I'm Cameron.
Fuck. Go with it. That'll do. There's only two of us, and it's already fucked.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today, Dan, apart from allegedly Doctor Who?
Everything that's happened in the last 2 months regarding Doctor Who. Maybe we can talk about other things that have happened in the last 2 months. It's more than 2 months, hasn't it? It was August when we last released an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhat of an unofficial hiatus. Oh, sorry to all our fans out there who exist and are real. But yeah, none of our schedules. It was like a perfect mismatch of schedules. Yeah. And now we had to find time now because so much has happened.
Yeah.
There's been a new trailer.
There's been a trailer. Well, there's been technically 2 trailers because there was that big one last week. There's been an announcement of the showrunner.
Yeah.
And the
a lot of promo, a lot more info about the series, a release date.
Yeah, and subtitle. Those of you watching this on YouTube, if this ever gets up, it is just the that artwork they released last night for the Flux with John, Dan, Yaz, and the Doctor with the.
Oh, it's where they're all like, "Whoa, I'm in a room full of spaghetti."
Yes. Look at all this multicolored spaghetti.
Yeah, I think there's like a handful of other things that have slipped through the cracks as well.
Yeah.
We'll round that up at some point.
Let's just have a quick go through the news channel and see what the thing was. That will be the most boring bit because everyone has talked about it already.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was season 1 of the Tom Bakers is on Blu-ray.
17?
There was some figures. It's not really. I don't really. I mean, you can talk about it if you want.
I'm not the figure person here.
You're not the figurehead, so to speak.
Nah, you're really not to...
Very funny.
But
so,
shall we talk about the big news of the?
Yeah, which one should we start on? Okay.
Beyond, and I will.
Yeah, so it was announced that, like before this, that Chibnall was just doing the 3 specials and then leaving.
Yeah. Before
the 60th, wasn't it? So we knew that.
Yeah.
And then, out of the blue, a few weeks ago, the new showrunner was announced.
Yeah, and the only warning we got about this was the showrunner put a thing on his Instagram.
Did he?
He did, in the morning. He put a thing on his Instagram saying more news at 1 o'clock of himself as a little doodle in front of Gallifrey. I don't have that saved in OBS for a transition bit, but I do have...
I'm going to find that now, because I don't remember that at all. Oh, that!
Yep, that was the same day.
Oh!
That was the
I think I saw that in the morning. I was like, oh, that's just a fun bit of art.
Yeah.
And then I think the connection just must have completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
We've not even said who it is. I mean, everyone knows, but it's...
Russell T Davies famously wrote It's a Sin, Years and Years, Banana, Cucumber and Tofu.
Second Coming. What?
And Doctor Who.
He wrote what?
He wrote Sarah Jane.
Oh, yeah. No, he's not done Doctor Who yet. He's coming for the 60th.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not done it before.
Yeah. He wrote a few bits during lockdown for it. Because he's
yeah, but that's just fan fiction, isn't it? That doesn't count.
And he's got a Big Finish story coming out as well.
Oh, is that happening?
Yeah, Mind of Hodiak?
I think so. That script, it was the script he wrote for the 6th Doctor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, just as a fan.
Yeah, I think he wrote it as a fan and also because he would have been very early in his career and it's like, alright, I'll write a story and maybe I'll send it off to see if I can get a job. But he didn't.
Yeah, like as a test Not test script. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is. So Russell's back.
Yeah. What do you think of this? Obviously, he left in 2010, was it? After 5 years in this head chair.
Yeah, the last episode would have been New Year's Day 2010. I largely very excited about this. Go on.
I've seen a lot of criticisms of it could possibly just be, oh, he's coming back to right the ship after Chibnall destroyed it, and I don't think it's that. I think it's more... If anything, I think it's him wanting to do it more than the BBC wanting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm just really excited to. It's no secret that I'm not a fan of Chibnall or his writing or his thoughts or anything he's tried to do ever.
What about the Torchwood episode Countryside?
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's
I've
the
just
one
seen
with
the one.
cannibals in the Welsh valleys. It's fucking good, and then it's Chibnall wrote that.
Must have been an accident.
I'll give
him this. The first half of Power of Three was all right.
Until the end that they had to change because the actor was a dick.
It wasn't. It was a dick, and it was meant to be a two-parter. Was it meant to be a two-parter, or is it? Or is that just? I think it should have been one.
Two-parter.
I think what I'm mixing it up with is my opinion that it should have been a two-parter.
Yeah. If I could be wrong, but I think there was another episode that series that was meant to be a two-parter, and then it wasn't, so they put Power of Three in.
Well, the Nightmare in Silver was technically that series, wasn't it? But that was 7B.
Yeah.
Which was. This doesn't matter.
But
I forgot what point I was making.
Chibnall bad.
Yeah, and like for the last 3 years or so, I have just kind of been watching the show out of some kind of sense of loyalty, as opposed to being like, yeah, another episode of this great show that I love. Oh well, I can't just stop watching, so I suppose I have to keep watching.
I think we've watched some episodes for a similar reason of. It had hints of good in the last episode. Maybe it's going to get better because some of them have been good episodes.
Yes.
And others, and it's been like this roller coaster of momentum, and it's gone good bits in one episode, better bits in another. Haunting of Villa Diodati, Timeless Child.
Yes, it was really like a.
I'm miming with my hand. I don't know if Dan can see it or the.
I can see you. You can't see me.
The audience is just dropping off the end with Timeless Child after Haunting of Villa Diodati.
It was genuinely after like Diodati, I was like, oh my god, maybe they figured it out now. And immediately, Ascension of the Cybermen, just a big old fat shit of an episode. But we've talked about that before.
Yes.
I'm also really interested to see how, because it's been a very long time since he was last wrote for the show.
Yeah, he hasn't written anything in main branch Doctor Who since End of Time.
Like 11 years nearly.
Yeah. Like he wrote Sarah Jane after that because they filmed.
Yeah, there was a few series with because there was the one with Matt Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was.
So it continued a few years afterwards.
Yeah, and I think he would have done some Torchwood as well because Miracle Day was Matt Smith's first series.
That wasn't him, though, was it? Did he write that?
He was something to do with Miracle Day because he moved out to America for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He moved out to America and only came back to the UK when his partner at the time became very ill and they needed the NHS. Because, fuck the American healthcare system.
I mean, fuck anything, isn't it? Well, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? Love the NHS. Yeah. Anyway.
And then he's kept his toes in the water of Doctor Who because he did the drawings for Now We Are 500, a book of Time Lord poetry.
Yeah, that rings a bell. He did a lot of stuff over lockdown as well.
Lockdown, it's just like, right, let's get into this. He did a prequel and a sequel bit to Rose where he implied Boris Johnson is an alien.
There was that something about one of the cat people. I've forgotten the name of it.
The Secrets of Novice Haim, which doesn't
That's the
actually
one.
reveal a secret, and then the just beautiful Farewell Sarah Jane, which
Oh God, I forgot about that, and now you've reminded me that it exists. And now I'm a bit sad.
the monster of that though, just like the name of it, the name escapes me, but it's just like this fucking really cool sounding thing for just this YouTube short made on a budget of £3.50.
Oh, what was it?
It's like
It was like some kind of cosmic order or something. I can't remember what it was. It was just like a brilliant name, and it was really just offhandedly mentioned. You Google that, and I'll make a series of silly noises. I've given up. But he's done a lot of. So, like, I think the big thing he's done in between are Years and Years and It's a Sin.
Yeah.
Which are both incredible. And also not like you can tell it's him, but it's not the same style as Doctor Who, and not just because it's not science fiction strictly. Years and Years was a little, but like not just because it's less high concept. But I think just like stylistically, the dialogue and the writing felt very different to anything he'd done on Doctor Who. So I'm really excited to see how he's changed.
Yeah.
Coming back to the show, like how he adapts to how the show has changed itself in the last 11 years. And also, what's he going to do for a 60th? Because he didn't do the 50th. That was Moffat. So how's he going to handle something like that? Have you found the name? It might be on. If we just there must be some wiki page for farewell.
I'm on the TARDIS Wikia page, and it just says it's the Trickster.
Really?
He was one of them, but it was the Trickster and someone else.
Oh, the friend. What's his? Yeah, he comes from like a weird group of people, doesn't he? That bloke from
the
Backwards
Clock.
The what?
Jackals of the Backwards Clock.
Fuck, that was it. God, that's a good name. God, he is really good at. Not to throw Chibnall under the bus again, but I think Chibnall was real bad at coming up with technobabble and names of organisations. I think Moffat and Davies just were really great at just offhanded mentions to things far away, or just like the name of a gadget and then never coming back to it.
Yeah. Like the gadget the Doctor has in Blink, which is widely regarded as one of Moffat's best episodes. It's just like, this is my thing that goes ding. It can download comics from the future and boil an egg at 300 yards. Don't go near any chickens. Never use it again.
And then never comes back to it. He's got a name, hasn't it? He gives it a name.
No, I don't think he does.
No, it's like, this is my... It goes ding when there's stuff.
Yes, I'm thinking of that. He does the other instrument he has that goes ding, that he uses in Planet of the Dead.
Yes.
That doesn't get a name. We're getting off track a bit here, though.
Were we ever on track?
No, but yeah, I do agree. Chibnall isn't as good as the technobabble stuff, or even he is probably the writer with the most that alludes.
Timey-wimey detector.
Yes. Yeah,
anyway,
Chibnall is probably the writer that alludes most to Doctor Who's past with things like Contact and his love of the classic era.
Mm-hmm.
But he is the one that also can muck things up the most.
He's...
The thing that sticks in my mind is from Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, where the Doctor refers to a Silurian gun as an alien weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something the Doctor would never do. She would never refer to a Silurian thing as alien.
Mm-hmm. He's a big fan of mentioning lore from the past, but he doesn't quite understand what made it interesting or what makes the show interesting, which is my issue with the Timeless Child. Like I don't care about the issues, but the changes to the lore it makes, more than the fact that the changes themselves make the Doctor a boring passive character.
Yeah, we don't need a space Jesus.
We don't need a space Jesus. How is Russell gonna handle the Timeless Child?
Well, he's either going to go one of two routes. He's either going to ignore it, or he's going to so fully embrace it, we forget Chibnall created that idea and we think it then belongs to Russell. Because that's the thing. I think at this point, the people who don't like Chibnall are probably going to not like him still. You may like Flux.
Are you looking at me?
Sort of. You may like Flux, but you're still going to have your mindset on Chibnall that the most of his era was bad.
Enough of the era has happened already.
Yeah.
It is statistically a majority bad.
Yeah.
God damn, I really want this season to be good, though. Imagine. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute.
So I think, like, no matter, even if he did, like, if any other writer, like Moffat or Davies, did The Timeless Child, I think if they'd done it in, like, David Tennant or Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith's last series, people would have just liked it. Like, we had a very similar thing with The Hybrid, and people are looking back at that story arc and going, ooh, wasn't that interesting? Some of them are.
Don't. Who are these people that you're making it?
They are in a few Doctor Who Facebook groups I'm in that I'm mostly there to laugh at when they go, ooh, I was watching X TV show and River Song turned up. Yeah, she's a fucking actress. She does that. Get over it.
An actor in another thing?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
The amount of people I've seen banned from those Facebook groups for making that comment. But, yeah, I think if Davies and Moffat had done a Timeless Child thing, people would be going, it's revolutionary. But because Chibnall did it and people had gone by the end of season 12, Chibnall bad.
I really think I would hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue is I would have been younger, though. Plan? Sorry?
What's your thoughts on the Cartmel master plan?
It's dumb and stupid.
Yeah,
it's dumb and stupid, and the Timeless Child is very much
dumb and stupid.
Well, it's dumb and stupid in an attempt for Chibnall to go, look, that's canon now.
Yeah.
I think also what's important to note is that Moffat and Davies would never have done this because Chibnall wanted to do it when they were showrunners, and they kept telling him no, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he kept saying, can we do this? Can we do this? And like, no, let's not do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
I don't know what the source is on that. I can't remember it, but I do remember hearing that. Maybe it was just in a dream.
Yeah. With you saying Chibnall was writing for Moffat and Davies, do you think with Russell coming back, obviously, what we've not mentioned is Russell is returning to Doctor Who, but he's bringing big Bad Wolf Productions with him, which was set up by Julie Gardner and someone else whose name escapes me at the moment. But
and it's all the producers. It's a lot of returning producers from his era, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically the same production team that did the original one, because when they finished Doctor Who, Julie Gardner and this other woman left the BBC and set up Bad Wolf. And so they're now coming in, and their Bad Wolf have gone on and made a load of brilliant shows, and they're now doing Doctor Who with Russell. But do you think he'll bring back any of his writers as well? So, like,
well, that's interesting.
Nettis or Moffat writing again?
I wouldn't be surprised if Moffat came back for a Gatiss as well. I could see them popping back on.
Yeah.
Maybe not as like regulars, like doing an episode every series. But if it was like completely new writers, I'd be very surprised by that.
Yeah.
And I would absolutely love another standalone Moffat story.
Yeah.
Because like, I enjoy his era. I love Series 5, but I don't think a lot of people would deny he was at his absolute best when he was just doing the one story a series.
Yeah. When he had constraints on him.
When he had constraints and time.
He didn't have to, like,
Yeah.
oh, I only have this much of a budget that I can use. It's like, oh, I can use all of this budget if I want.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck everyone else. Yeah. So yeah, that's our brief thoughts on Russell T Davies returning.
Wait, no, I've got some more. Wait.
I'm just thinking we spent a while on this already.
Wait, it's only been 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm like hesitant with him coming back is has this happened before in the show?
What, a
Like,
person who was a head writer, script editor sort of person returning?
leaving and then coming back?
No.
Yeah. See, because it part of what I think Doctor Who's about is
It moves forward.
yeah, it's moving forward and it's always changing, and yeah, maybe it'll be shit for 4 years, but then maybe it'll be great again, and it's like even week to week you'll be like it's completely inconsistent, but you always know that eventually there'll be a new Doctor or a new showrunner and something will change and it will become something new again. And part of me is just like I love Russell and I'm really excited for this, but I'm like,
the only thing
is this the right direction?
Is I think Russell's style has changed enough that
absolutely
different to the original. Like, one of my favourite classic eras is the Douglas Adams Fourth Doctor bit, where he was in charge. Mm-hmm. Well, I say in charge, he was a script editor.
Yeah.
So he had final say on the stories. But I don't feel like his style changed for most of his career. He was always that, like, quirky sci-fi person, whereas Russell's story style of things have changed since he was in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
If Douglas Adams returned during the McCoy era, I don't think it would have... I think that would have been a step backwards. As much as I love Douglas Adams.
Yeah, I think that is a good point. I mean, it's a real lack of a point, but we just have to wait and see, don't we?
Yeah.
That's a real...
That's
really just giving up on making a point.
Is Jodie has confirmed she's leaving in the 100th centenary special, BBC centenary special. So that,
and is the next episode the 60th, or is there going to be a series?
No, Russell has confirmed that he's doing the 60th first.
Interesting.
So we're possibly not going to have any episodes between about October, November 2022, and November 2023. So we're in for a long wait again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're having the 60th, which a lot of people are wanting to be a multi-Doctor story, but it's also going to possibly be the 14th Doctor's first story.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit away, but I do feel like some people are getting their hopes of oh, Matt Smith could return, David Tennant could return, Capaldi could return, McGann could return. It's not... 60 years isn't... Yes, it is a big thing, but I don't think it's going to be this big thing like Day of the Doctor or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because what was it? There hasn't been an anniversary story this close to a new Doctor's incarnation, has there? When was the 5 Doctors? Wasn't Davison's first series, was it?
No, it was his second.
Yeah, so he's had like time to breathe at that point.
It was early in his second role, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
because it would have been 83.
Yeah.
Baker left 82? I can't remember.
82, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... I don't know how they're going to do this.
Yeah, and like, last time there was a multi-Doctor story, that was sort of used as the start of Matt Smith's final arc with the Trenzalore stuff.
Whereas this is going to be the start of...
Yeah. Unless they go it's going to be a standalone thing, they can do their own thing in the 60th, and then Series 14 will be the start of it, and it will be Episode 1, New Doctor, go from there. But only time will tell.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, because you can't introduce a new Doctor and then do a multi-Doctor story, because then like the new Doctor has no time to prove themselves.
Yeah,
because they're immediately overshadowed by the show's past. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a majority 14th Doctor led story with individual cameos from previous Doctors.
Yeah.
And it would also be really weird if it was like, I'm Jodie, I'm done now. This was my era. Wasn't I great? Goodbye. I'm back next episode.
Yeah. If it is going to be a multi-Doctor, I think it'd be more something to like Twice Upon a Time with just one other Doctor there.
Yes.
But
then even then it's like you're overshadowing the introduction of a new Doctor. And like that first episode is crucial. When it comes to cementing the audience, like with the audience latching onto them.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, in a way, it's a shame because it's going to be like but also, maybe you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just do a multi-Doctor story just for fun.
Yeah.
Maybe the 65th.
Yeah. Well, like Twice Upon a Time was just for.
That was just Capaldi's last episode.
Yeah.
I don't think the Two Doctors was a
Two Doctors
anniversary of any kind.
Yeah, that was just because he wanted to.
Yeah, that was just Troughton being like, "Hi guys, can I come back again, please?"
Yeah. The Two Doctors uses a lot of story ideas that were originally going to be in the Five Doctors before that changed, and the guy who wrote it just went, "Can I finally do my episode?" And they went, "Yeah, sure. Which Doctor do you want?" Pick a Doctor from the past.
Have them.
They had Troughton go in, and like that's the thing as well. Every Doctor who has returned to the show after regenerating so far, who's died, their last appearance has been in Doctor Who as an actor. Like Hartnell's last one was the Three Doctors, Troughton was the Two Doctors, and Pertwee was Dimensions Dimensions in Time. That's it.
With anyone else? Well, yeah, no, Hurt wasn't a returning Doctor, was he? So that doesn't count.
But yeah, I like that bit of those stories as well, because just like it is their last appearance as an actor, and I quite like that.
Yeah.
But yes, with other news, we have
Series 13.
Just slightly to break it up, we've had the release of Doctor Who: The Edge of Reality on console.
Oh, is that out now?
Yeah, it came out the 14th on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It's coming out on the 28th of October on Switch.
I've absolutely paid no attention to that. Is that still VR, or is it regular?
It is the
stuff?
VR game, but onto normal with an added David Tennant level. It apparently looks janky as fuck.
Great.
Due to the
PlayStation
edition being pushed back, however, you can currently get the deluxe digital edition for the same price as the normal edition, which gets you 4 additional screwdrivers. So you get the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctor's screwdrivers. 2 of those are exactly the same.
There are between 9 and 10s, but they are largely the same.
The toys were exactly the same when I got them as a child. And
I think I did like a redesign. It's like he pops his screwdriver in the radiation machine in Smith and Jones.
Yeah.
And he gets fried. There was like a slight redesign then, but they're largely the same.
Yeah. And you get 4 additional glove designs, which I don't know what the gloves do. I think that's just something that's held over from when it was in VR and it was just your hand in front of your face.
You've got hands moving around, and, like disembodied hands. I'm making actions, but you can't see me.
It looks a bit shit. I'm sort of glad I haven't been paid yet this month. Otherwise, I would have bought it, but it looks shit, so I might not now. But if I do, I'm definitely filming myself playing it on PC and sticking it on YouTube on this channel.
If you do that, you can like your screen.
Yeah. You went really glitchy then. Yeah, I didn't actually.
Am I still glitchy?
No, you're fine now, but
Wonderful. I'm seeing the Shobocast there.
yeah. And as just a bit before we go on talking about Series 13, Jodie and Mandip Gill have finished filming, and Jodie has confirmed she filmed her regeneration scene when she was on Graham Norton last night.
That's it now, isn't it?
Yeah, but she did confirm that the 14th Doctor wasn't there.
Which is, it was with Eccleston Tennant, wasn't it? They were both on set.
Eccleston and Tennant weren't on set. They were a few months behind. And she said herself when she was doing it, she wasn't there at the same time as Capaldi. There was about a couple of weeks, maybe a few months between them filming as well.
Yeah. But what that does mean is that the 14th has likely been cast. Because even if they weren't filming at the same time, it would be I imagine, very difficult, especially if you're switching production crews, to keep the set the same, to keep the lighting the same.
Yeah.
You're going to want to do it as soon as possible, I say, as someone with no experience on a film set.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's likely, even if there's a few, they know who the 14th Doctor is, and they're sorting all that out, and that opening scene is being... I don't think
they've been officially cast yet, the 14th, but I think, like...
They'll know.
They've been chosen, it's just like going through negotiations, so it could still be a different person, but...
Mm-hmm. But it also probably means Russell has started writing the 60th, or has a plan for it.
Yeah.
Because like with the transition to Chibnall, there were like specific instructions left behind. Chibnall was like, I want you to explode the TARDIS, and I want her to follow the TARDIS, which she regenerates. Like those were specific instructions left. Either Chibnall wrote that opening, or I don't know what it was.
Well, no, because
the end point
they do it as a thing. They did it with Davies and Moffat as well. Is the last line that Russell wrote during his original run was the last lines of David Tennant, and then it was Moffat who took over from there. Yeah. And it was the same with the Capaldi to Whittaker bit. It was the last bit Moffat wrote was Peter Capaldi's lines, and then Chibnall took over once he started regenerating.
Yeah.
I do think... Yeah. I think we're going to get a new TARDIS and everything in the 60th.
I'm not a fan of the current one. Yeah. I don't like not liking everything in the current series.
The only bit I don't like about the current one is it looks good on paper, but not on a screen. Like
it looks quite cheap on the screen, I think.
Well, apparently also as well, they went from this... The Peter Capaldi one was a 360-degree enclosed set.
Yeah, it was like
so many different
specific build,
and it was magnificent. And
it was specifically built. Have you?
Well, it wasn't the Capaldi one. It was the Matt Smith one just before the 50th came out. Because during the half-term week, they did TARDIS tours at the experience.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's great.
And I managed to go on that, and it was amazing just to go on there because there was also.
But yeah, it was custom built for like ease of filming, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was designed like the outside and stuff was done for filming, and then inside it's just like little quirky bits. And this one doesn't seem to have that many quirky bits apart from a custard cream dispenser. Yeah,
it's meant to. Apparently, it's a nightmare to film on.
But yeah, it's a nightmare to film on because it's like a back wall, and then just an open front with a curtain when they're doing the shots.
Yeah, and like it looks like there's a curtain behind there as well. I think the lack of a hard wall
Yeah.
And the fact that it looks like it just kind of goes off into blackness makes it look like, oh, we're on a set.
Mm.
And I think the console looks really flimsy as well. I've talked about this. I don't want to hate everything in this era. It's just every time something else, some other part of the production happens, and I realise I don't like it, it's like, oh God, can I not just like one thing? Because it really doesn't help the image that Paul creates about me as well.
No, it doesn't.
I don't like the production design. I don't like the music. I don't like the writing. I really want to like some of it, though.
The music's fine for the most part for me.
It's fine. But it's like just fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're getting off track. There'll probably be a new TARDIS. Because that is also like kind of a tradition now that a new Doctor gets a new TARDIS.
Yeah.
Even if that wasn't like the case in the classic series as much.
No.
It's just kind of accepted now that it regularly changes the look.
But yes, should we move on to the Series 13 news?
Yeah. So it's been given a name.
Yeah.
Because it's not so much a series of it's serialized, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's been called Flux.
It's called Flux. Flux we know is 6 episodes long, and then the 3 specials next year are going to be different. Whether they continue bits from Flux, we don't know yet. But this is being called Her Final Adventure, so it sort of leads you to think they might be. But this is being advertised as 6 chapters of one epic story, which I hate in advertising, calling things epic.
Yeah. It churns the stomach a little.
Yeah. But we got... Was it 2 weeks ago now? We got a brief teaser before Strictly Come Dancing. Then, the week after, we got that same teaser had played on the BBC throughout the week, and then it was put on the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter accounts, which then, an hour later, shut down.
It was an interesting move.
Yeah. And, I mean, it got people talking. Doctor Who was on the trending bit for Twitter for the next day and a half until it came back.
Yeah, but it did kind of fuck over the... Because, like, in that time, Edge of Reality and, like, that...
The Blu-ray had just...
The Blu-ray and stuff were announced.
Into their stuff, yeah.
And it did kind of, like, all the promotion was like, and look at these things. Oh, we've... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did feel like they were really like going, everybody look at Doctor Who, look at it.
Look, it's not there!
Yeah, look, we've disappeared again.
They lost over 1 million Twitter followers.
Really?
Yeah, in that day, people unfollowed it. And then when it came back, they got them back in an hour, but when it first came back, they'd lost over 1 million followers.
How many do they have normally?
I think it was about... I can't remember how many they have normally, but they only had a few thousand... I think it was about 600,000, which is still a lot, but before it was in the millions.
It's 1.6 million followers.
Yeah.
So that's a significant... That is a significant amount of followers lost.
Yeah. They went down to about 600,000. And then yesterday, then we got a like little teaser for it when the accounts came back up, which didn't show much. It showed about the same as the Comic-Con stuff of just stuff.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we got a full-blown trailer, which
like a full proper trailer.
Yeah, which revealed a lot more than I was expecting it to.
Yeah. You can start to maybe piece together what is, I mean, not much, but like there's stuff there.
Yeah.
That was a nothing sentence.
There's
things in the trailer when I watched it.
Obviously, we've got a better look at the Sontarans, which we
the new Sontaran design
was unconfirmed they were returning. There were things that looked like Sontarans at filming, and then it has since been confirmed through Doctor Who magazine and this trailer. They're back, and they look more like the classic ones, which a lot of people are happy about. Because I didn't realise that the Russell T Davies design was that hated. It was fine.
Was it? I mean, I quite enjoyed it, but like looking at this one now, it's like, it's really good.
It will be interesting to see if they point that out. It's like, oh, weren't you short potato men, and now from these pictures you look like sort of like average height potato men.
I don't think there's a much change in height. It seems
it's hard to tell. He is on horseback.
Yeah, I think the horseback makes it look more imposing than he is.
Yeah,
which is good.
And the photos of the Sontarans we've not actually seen in scale to something relative to what we might know in the magazine either. So, we also have what looks to be the guy from the Find the Doctor photos.
So is that like the weird little skeleton man with the face?
Yeah. Be interesting to see what he does, because if he's just in like one episode and then fucks off, and he was the bit for Find the Doctor.
Yeah, it does imply that there's something important.
Yeah.
With that.
We've got a guy who looks a bit like a dog.
Yeah.
As a new monster.
Like a dog type figure.
Yeah, with a giant acrylic LED
I can't
axe.
tell if this costume looks good or bad.
We've not seen it moving yet, and that tells you a lot about a costume.
But do you know what I mean? Like it I can't tell if this looks cheap or expensive.
Yeah. And also,
I think like the skeletal crystal, that looks really good.
Yeah.
The Sontaran looks really good. I don't. Every time I look at it, I have a different.
Yeah. We've then also got Cybermen are returning in what looked to be more like the.
It was the same design from the end of. Well, not end from Ascension to
Cyber Warriors design, which is like a mix between the like Fifth Doctor era design and the Nightmare in Silver one with the. They still have the stupid spikes on the shoulders, which I don't understand.
Apart from the spikes, I really love this design.
The
spikes is really the only thing I
if they didn't have the glowing light on the top of the head, I'd like it a lot more.
I'm just gonna get the trailer up again and just have it playing in the background.
If they didn't have that light on the top of the head, I'd like it a lot more, and also without the shoulder spikes, because they harken back to a medieval armor where you'd have those spikes on you as a sword breaker. But why a Cyberman would have that when they have guns?
In case they get by a sword.
Yeah. And Weeping Angels as well.
Yeah, which is the first time they won't be written by Moffat.
Yeah, and we also had
Ood. The Ood as well, they came back.
Ood with a more human-looking eye.
Yes. Let's just get a picture of that. That's the thing. I've been looking at that Ood for ages, thinking, there's something feels different about it.
It's
the eye, you're right.
Thinner as well, but that could just be whoever's in the mask.
My guess for the Ood is they're going to appear in one scene, and then you'll never see them again.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be like let's talk to the Ood. Okay, thanks, Ood, and then they'll leave.
I think it might not even be that, because obviously, I think it could be from a time before the Doctor freed them as slaves, and it's just a slave Ood in the background. And it's just a random Ood in the background.
The shot you see was quite close up.
Yeah, but camera trickery, innit?
What have we got? There's that skeleton man in a weird little.
And then the movie centre have put a thing out for the guest actors and some new monsters, and the Dogman is called a Caravanista. I will share you this word.
He loves caravans.
It's in this new recording bit that Paul made for us.
The Paul passive aggressively made for us.
Yes. Fucking turn up to the recording, then, you dick.
Carvanista.
Yeah, Caravanista. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else was also announced for the cast, wasn't it? Neil from In-Betweeners.
The guest cast this year, joining Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill, John Bishop, and Jacob Anderson, are Robert Bathurst, Fadia Graham, Blake Harrison, Kevin McNally, Craig Parkinson, Sarah Powell, Annabelle Schooley, Gerald Kidd, and Penelope Ann McGee.
I know a lot of these names, but I don't know why. And I'm going to need to just Google them.
Well, Kevin McNally was in Pirates of the Caribbean. Some of them have been in like A Very English Scandal, Line of Duty.
They're all English actors. They've all been in that stuff.
Yeah.
Robert
what I find quite
Bathurst.
funny is Penelope Ann McGee. Her credits on this press release are she was in The Crown and Harry Potter, and I thought, oh, who were you in Harry Potter? She is credited as a Death Eater in the last two films.
That doesn't quite count, then, does it?
On her IMDb page, there are photos of her in this thing, and it's like, oh, that's you in the background. The only reason you're in this photo is because you're stood behind the people playing the Malfoys. Yeah.
That's very much like a Harry Potter. They're in a Harry Potter. They're just taking anything they can find from Blake Harrison. That's Neil from Between Us. That's his name.
Also in the Dad's Army film that came out the other year that I enjoyed.
Is he?
Yeah, The Private. Pike.
I'm very interested in this because I think unlike the other actors between us, he just theatre.
Yeah.
So
he was
presumably that means he's a good actor. Then I mean he's good in Between Us, but it presumably means he's serious.
He's good as a serious actor. Like he sort of didn't really get to show it in Between Us because he was more the foil for the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a very good serious actor.
He's got a very interesting face.
Yeah.
Very long face.
Yeah. He also has an emotive face.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is true.
Yeah. But yeah, whereas James Buckley, is that the guy who played Jay who was in the last series?
Yeah. With the green hair.
With the green hair, is more of a comedy actor. Blake Harrison can do the more serious stuff, which is good.
Well, I think the thing they say about that is it's much easier to go from comedy to drama than it is to go from drama to comedy. You'll see a lot of
unless you're Leslie Nielsen, in which case you just do the same thing and it turns out you're fucking hilarious.
You see a lot of comedic actors going in and doing serious stuff.
Yeah,
like Eddie Izzard has done a lot of serious acting, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And there's another more obvious example. I feel like
probably.
They, I should say. I think I said he. They. I don't think I recognise any of these other people.
Kevin McNally was in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's Mr. Gibbs.
Yeah. I think if I watched more British crime dramas, I'd recognise more of these people.
Just looking through what the BBC has said they were most famously in, it's like crime drama, crime drama, crime drama, soap opera, crime drama, period piece. Yeah, we do a lot of crime dramas over here.
So many.
They're more interesting than the American ones.
The guest cast. What else was in the trailer?
I'll just go and because I said in here yesterday the bits that I saw that I thought were interesting. We get an Ood, Sontarans, the Cybermen, and I'm going to assume we also get the Cyber Masters, Cyber Lords, whatever they got called, the Time Lord ones.
Yeah, I can't imagine them just showing up for disappearing again. Actually, no, it's Chibnall. I can't imagine that.
Weeping Angels, and we also got it might be Kevin McNally now that I think about it, but we got an army officer in what looks to be the unit outfit.
Have we?
Yeah, I'll see if I can just find it by going through the trailer quickly.
I'm also going through the trailer, yeah. Army officer in a unit costume. There's not been one yet. There has been seen, like, unit stuff has been filming, hasn't it?
Yeah. That was more to do with the centenary stuff, though, but unit is going to be returning.
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Which is good.
Yes.
Just sheds a bit. Yeah, that's definitely... It looks more like the traditional unit outfit, but it could just be a post-1915 British Army general's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have the Sontarans who, in this, it looks like they're going through different battles in history. Because we also have the Crimea.
There's Crimean War stuff. Yeah. Probably something else.
And I want to do this. I know no one listens to this shit, but I've seen a few people saying a charge that is seen in the trailer is the charge of the Light Brigade. It's not. The Light Brigade were on horseback. They are just men running on a field. There are no horses. That is not the Light Brigade, but it is definitely Crimea.
Get him, Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the word flux means specifically in there? I can tell you what it means in physics if you want.
Yeah, I don't think even they care what it means in physics.
Well, like, very, very, like, loose, the word flux is used to mean, like, it's an amount of something moving through an air.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something to do with the timeline. Like, they've said it before in this, the timeline is in flux.
In flux, yeah. I imagine that's what it will be.
And, like, the pictures, the promo art sort of says that as well, because normally we have, like, the rainbow lines going across, and now they're, like, branching off.
Like, spreading off.
Yeah. And
so you do think that's like a timeline type thing?
Yeah, and I think it might be the Ravagers, as they've been called, which I've seen a lot of people saying might be the Crystal Men, as you keep referring to.
From the Ninth Doctor audio thing?
Yeah. One's called Ravager and one's called Ravagers. There's an S on the end. But, yeah, some people are thinking it might be them, but...
Okay.
If these are the same things from the Ninth Doctor audio, how that fucking got through the licensing people who have to approve all of this to go, no, we're doing that in the show, you can't do that yet.
Yeah, well, there's like a lot of several shots of a big cloud of something.
Yeah.
A big swarm of something. I won't be surprised if that's what I reckon that would be called. That's my prediction. You can predict something now. That entity is called the Flux. There we go. I'm going to put money on that. Yeah. I'm not.
What else?
Because there's a shot early in the trailer of like face.
Yeah.
And like that might be something like that, and like it comes over a big planet.
Yeah. What else do you think we might see from this series? Because they're unsolicited rumours at the moment, but there's also rumours of more returning monsters, if you can imagine that.
What is the time for it? Because
might be.
How many? What this? 6 episodes. How many things have we got confirmed returning in this? So we've got Weeping Angels, Sontarans, Cybermen. That's 3 actually. I can't think. What else was there? There's something else in this trailer.
The Dogman, Ood.
Dogman. I don't think they're going to be like villains for an episode, though.
Yeah, I think the dog person is more likely to be an ally.
Yeah.
And then the Crystal Skullman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's been rumours of Sea Devils, but there's been rumours of Sea Devils for fucking years.
he is a fan of the 70s. He's a fan
Yeah.
of poetry stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which is weird considering he got rid of Unit, but let's not.
Yeah. And he did write the Silurian Return.
That's true. That's true.
And I think that's why, since he took over, there's been more rumours of Sea Devils, because it's like, he's a fan of Pertwee, he did the Silurians, let's get him to just... If we say Sea Devils enough, they will appear like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. They say it's like Sea Devils.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We might be getting Daleks again. They've apparently been seen being taken to different filming locations. Whether they
But was that when Series 13 was filming, or was that when the
they were
centenary
recent.
specials?
It might be the specials, but
I think they'll definitely be back.
Yeah.
For the specials. I'm not sure if they will be for this series.
Yeah. And Harry is near adamant that the Macra will be returning.
He keeps saying this. He keeps showing like I like there's a shot, I think, from the place that he's insisting the Macra are with Jacob Anderson in it.
Yeah.
It's like in the last teaser there was like a couple shots of Jacob Anderson in a hallway and in a room.
And it's got a similar look to some of the rooms in Macra Terra.
About 38 seconds into the... I can get it, but it's not. It isn't.
If it is...
Like, it's about 38 seconds into the trailer. There's a shot of what is definitely, like, that same location. It's not the Macra Terra. At all.
Yeah.
Like, not even slightly. So you're wrong,
Harry.
Harry.
A somewhat graphic bit of someone just dissolving in this trailer.
Yeah. I think that looks like one of the Crystal Skeleton Men. Because it looks like they have like a lack of a nose.
Yeah, it looks also more like it's an exoskeleton than an internal skeleton like humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is in the trailer?
One thing I don't like, it might just be because I'm looking at the Twitter trailer, is just as they say different words, they come up into the trailer, and I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, see, I'm watching on YouTube because I'm cool.
I just followed the link in the Discord. Lot of falling,
There is a lot of falling, isn't there? That's interesting.
Yeah.
But how far the shots fall, alright?
There is a shot of Jacob Anderson going into a room with a bunch of shrouds, which could be...
that's the shot I was talking about.
Yeah,
because that's definitely the same location that Harry is insisting is Macra Terra.
Yeah. They could be the, like, shroud things from that Ghost Monument, though.
Oh, from Ghost Monument?
Yeah.
Oh, do you think we'll ever get an explanation of that?
Yeah.
Like they'll ever... Because that was like the first mention of Timeless Child.
I think we might.
I think there's a chance we might see that planet before stuff happened to it.
Yeah.
Like they might do a sequel episode, technically prequel.
Yeah.
What else? Is there anything else in this trailer you want to talk? There's that shot of like Sontaran ship being made in what I can only assume is like the docks of Liverpool.
Yeah. We also get a shot of Mary Seacole. 4 seconds in.
Who's that?
Mary Seacole. She was the nurse in Crimea who ran the British hospital. It was a hospital. British hotel, sorry. It was a hospital closer to the front lines than the Florence Nightingale one.
That was a horrible history song about her.
Yes.
Yes, I do know who you mean.
Yeah, she did a hospital for the soldiers that was a lot closer to the front lines than Florence Nightingale's. So the one,
and she doesn't get a lot of the credit then.
Yeah. She was.
It's like she's often overshadowed by Florence Nightingale.
And apparently she was a lot better liked at the time than Florence Nightingale. Apparently, when she came home, soldiers would pay her a pension just out of their
really.
Yeah, when it was announced that they were doing a Crimea, I looked into her a bit, and apparently there were like soldiers would just put some money into a pot that would go to her as a pension.
Mm-hmm.
And because she came back to the UK and got nothing really after helping all of these soldiers, and Florence Nightingale, yes, she did a lot for hospitals when she got back to the UK, but her hospital in the Crimea was fucking disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
With rats and shit everywhere.
But she invented the puncher.
She invented the what?
Florence Nightingale invented the puncher.
Yeah.
So that basically makes up for.
Yeah, but yeah, apparently Mary Seacole was a lot better liked by the soldiers than.
That's interesting. Yeah, so we'll be getting her in this, presumably one of the episode of Flux in the Crimea.
It's looking to be the Sontaran one.
Yeah,
or at least part of the Sontaran one.
Yeah, which is definitely definitely one considering the shots of modern day Liverpool.
Yeah,
with Sontaran.
What we definitely
there doesn't seem to be an indication of other places they're going apart from Crimea.
Yeah, apart from just brief bits of alien planets that are just like, it's a sand planet, it's a planet being devoured by Galactus from Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
A big cloud.
But yeah, the trailer gives us more than I thought, but less than I thought as well.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Which is good, because I'd rather it be vague this, because it then sort of like builds anticipation and excitement for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's be interesting to see. It comes out October 31st. They've not given us time
very
yet.
soon. I imagine 7 or 8. Probably 7.
Yeah, looking at the BBC schedule just on a Sunday, it's kind of hard to work out where it would go, because like some of the shows are like 4 of 9 at the moment, so they're not going to be finished by the time Doctor Who's back to take its place.
Yeah. Who knows? Someone, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the trailer basically covered.
Yeah.
There was an announcement the other day that like of the writing credits for the episode, and it's all Chibnall apart from episode 4, isn't it?
Yeah, episode 4, which is being co-written by
Thingy Alcott.
Huh?
It's Thingy Alcott.
Maxine Alderton, who wrote
Alderton. Completely wrong name there. Completely wrong name.
Yeah.
Maxine Alderton, yes. Who I'm very excited about, because that was a great episode.
And also only 2 directors as well, with Magnus Stone directing 1, 2, and 4, and Azur Salim directing episodes 3, 5, and 6. Which
I think makes sense if it's like one continuous story, if it's largely the same directors.
Yeah. So, also, with it being one continuous story, I've seen this most compared to Children of Earth from Torchwood and Trial of a Time Lord.
Yeah, they're the 2.
Which, it would be weird if it's taking a lot of inspiration from Trial of a Time Lord, since that was the era that Chibnall didn't like.
That was famously he went on TV as a teenager.
Yes. I don't know if it was just before or just after, but he definitely didn't like the 6th Doctor of. But yeah, it should be interesting. And then we obviously have the New Year's special, which is going to be the first of 3 specials next year.
And there's 2 more.
And then there's going
to
be one throughout spring, early summer, which is being hinted at being an Easter special, which will be returning.
Mm-hmm.
And then one in autumn for the BBC Centenary, which will be Jodie's last one. Means we don't get a Christmas New Year special next year.
That's a shame. I hope they'll be coming back with. Would they? With Russell? It would be the. It would be the 60th anniversary in November.
Yeah.
Would he do a Christmas special in December?
He might do. I think it depends on what he's planning for a story.
Yeah.
Because I think he has said that before, and it's why I think Chibnall went to a New Year's special. Was Russell and Stephen Moffat didn't like doing the Christmas stories because they thought it had to have at least some tie to Christmas, and they got really annoyed at having to fit Christmas into their stories. Whereas a New Year's one, it's New Year's, but you could set it whenever you want.
Yeah, I don't know. My issue with that is that, and it's like what is there that's New Year's?
Yeah.
Like what indicates New Year? Like New Year's is so many less. There's such less imagery to New Year.
Yeah, fireworks and people getting drunk at midnight.
Yeah, it's an odd choice to like move it to New Year's as opposed to getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else to talk about, or do we want to?
No, I think we have covered most of everything.
Yeah, we've been going for about an hour now.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent.
Obviously, the other guys will have things that we've not talked about that they'll want to say when they get back, but they weren't here, so
fuck them. Yeah. Where can people contact us if they want to, Cameron?
They can do at Shobocast on most of the social medias.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get a sarcastic reply, it's probably not us.
Have we checked the emails recently? Emails.
Probably ones from like different podcasting hosting websites just going, host your podcast here. And it's like, how many places do we need to be? Oh, go into... there's some stuff.
If you want to email us, it's shobocast@gmail.com. Of course, you have to be on it. You have to be on email. It mainly seems to be Domino's Pizza.
Yeah.
I think Dan used this account to order Domino's once, and now we just keep getting promotional stuff from them.
Oh, and we've also got an invitation to add our podcast to Amazon Music.
Oh, maybe we should do that. There's also a few from Doctor Who Worlds because I used this email to sign up for that.
Yeah.
That's right. And
fucking
I regret
free
it.
NFTs! Fucking hell.
What?
October 13th is the second email. Free NFT pack and
NFTs? Oh,
fuck
the world is
NFTs.
ending.
And with
The
that,
world is ending. Goodbye.
goodbye.